with developing nations on the other, and the World Health Organization sitting in between. The backstory here really begins in 2007 when Indonesia, which is a hotspot for novel influenza strains, decided to stop sharing its flu strains with the global influenza surveillance network. They did so because of an experience in 2005 where a strain they shared with GISN ended up becoming the basis for a patented vaccine for an avian flu outbreak. It was patented, it was marketed, and it was so expensive that the Indonesian government couldn't purchase much of it. And yet they were hit extremely hard by that avian flu strain. And they decided that they would withdraw their they would stop sharing their strains really out of protest in the inequity of, out of the inequity of that situation. Tensions eased somewhat. This was a major problem in the World Health Organization and GISN because we depended so heavily on having all strains from all parts of the country. WHO stepped in and agreed to lead talks intended to negotiate a structured framework for what it calls benefit sharing, the benefits that come from participating in the global influenza surveillance network. After a year or so of failed efforts, the World Health Organization turned it over to a working group that has been working ever since, and there has been turnover in personnel and leadership in particular on that working group. And so it lasted much longer than we thought it would, and part of that has to do with the 2009 H1N1 experience, and I'll explain that as we go forward. The stalemate has largely been resolved in the last 3 weeks. The World Health Assembly is meeting right now. Surprisingly, the working group was able to achieve consensus at their meeting right before the World Health Organization, the World Health Assembly convened. They have come up with a plan that would require pharmaceutical companies who receive biological material through the network to agree to, in contract form, to a benefit-sharing commitment that it picks off of a short list of commitments it can make. And Thursday evening, a committee at the World Health Assembly endorsed it, despite some objections to it by some